to the Golden State Warriors News Today channel. Take the opportunity to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go to today's news.
Is the Golden State Warriors ready to gamble their future on a bold trade to save the season? Here at Warriors News Fan Update, we'll dive into how the team's destiny could take a dramatic turn with a potential deal involving the Toronto Raptors. Is this the right move to keep playoff hopes alive? Let's find out together. With the Warriors fighting for a spot in the play-in tournament, the playoff dream is still within reach. However, the team's financial reality and long-term contracts threaten the continuity of their dynasty. Meanwhile, the Toronto Raptors face their own dilemma: what to do with Bruce Brown, a player who once shined in the playoffs but is now struggling to prove his value in the market. Brown, who has played just 12 games this season due to knee surgery recovery, hasn't impressed statistically. His $23 million expiring contract, however, and his history of playoff impact still draw attention from other teams. In February 2024, the Raptors turned down offers of first-round picks for Brown, confident they could demand more. But did they wait too long? Now, an opportunity arises for the Warriors and Raptors to mutually benefit. Andrew Wiggins, a native of Canada who has already proven his worth in the NBA, could be the perfect fit for a rebuilding Toronto team. Wiggins would bring legitimacy and leadership to the Raptors roster, while the Warriors could lower their payroll and bet on Brown as an immediate boost for the season's final stretch. The big question remains: are the Warriors ready to part ways with Wiggins and risk a trade that could impact both the present and the future of the team? On the other hand, will the Raptors finally find in Brown the key to a turnaround? If you want to follow every step of this potential trade and stay on top of everything about the Warriors, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update and turn on notifications. Let's follow the future of the season together and see how it could shape our team's path. For the Golden State Warriors, this trade would be a risky strategic decision, but one with the potential to solve two critical issues: saving on payroll and staying competitive in the playoff race. Bruce Brown may not be a player with big numbers, but his playoff mindset and ability to perform in clutch moments are traits the team could leverage, especially under the pressure to remain relevant in the West. As for the Toronto Raptors, Andrew Wiggins could completely change the dynamic of their team. His experience as an NBA champion and his ability to be a consistent offensive and defensive presence offer the team a chance to establish a solid foundation for competing in the coming years. Moreover, bringing in a high-caliber Canadian player could reignite the passion of Toronto fans, creating an impact beyond the court. Despite the potential of this trade, important doubts linger. Are the Warriors, known for their loyalty to players who contributed to their golden era, willing to part ways with Wiggins, who played a key role in their recent successes? And can the Raptors justify a trade that could be seen as a loss in market value after betting high on Bruce Brown? These scenarios make it clear that while the trade makes sense on paper, there are emotional, strategic, and financial factors that make this decision extremely complex. This brings us to a fundamental question: is the risk worth the reward? Now, we want to hear from you, Warriors fans and followers of Warriors News Fan Update. Do you think this trade would be a smart move to keep the team competitive and ease financial pressure? Or do you believe that giving up Andrew Wiggins would be a mistake that could cost the team in the long run? Share your opinion in the comments and join this passionate discussion about the Warriors' future. And remember, if you enjoyed this content and want to keep up with all the updates about the Golden State Warriors, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. We are in this together, analyzing every detail and rooting for the best for our team. As a Golden State Warriors fan, my opinion on this trade is mixed. On one hand, the idea of bringing in Bruce Brown, a player who has proven his value in high-stakes playoff moments, is tempting, especially when considering the need to strengthen the team for a playoff push this season. Brown is a player who doesn't need the ball in his hands much to impact the game, which could be an intriguing fit for the Warriors system that prioritizes movement and teamwork. On the other hand, Andrew Wiggins has been an important pillar, both offensively and defensively, since he joined the team. He played a crucial role in the 2022 championship, and honestly, losing such a well-rounded player would be a tough blow, especially since his chemistry with the roster is already well established. Additionally, Wiggins is still in his physical prime, and giving up such a versatile player could be a long-term risk. My biggest concern with this trade is the financial aspect. I understand that reducing payroll is a priority, but is sacrificing Wiggins the only solution? Perhaps the front office should explore other options before considering such a trade. The Warriors dynasty was built on patience, strategy, and a clear long-term vision, so hasty decisions could harm the team's identity. If I had to bet, I'd say the trade only makes sense if the Warriors truly believe Brown can be an immediate difference maker and if Wiggins, for some reason, no longer aligns with the team's future plans. But as a fan, I feel that giving up Wiggins at this moment would be a massive and possibly unnecessary risk. What about you? I'm curious to know if other fans agree or see this trade differently. Subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update, and let's continue this discussion together. Beyond the technical impact, it's also important to consider the emotional factor of a trade like this. Andrew Wiggins isn't just a talented player. He has won the hearts of Warriors fans with his dedication, resilience, and how he embraced his role on the team. Trading Wiggins, especially after his pivotal role in the 2022 championship, would send a message that might not sit well with fans and even within the locker room. On the other hand, Bruce Brown brings a winning mentality and playoff experience, which always carries weight in the Warriors system. He could become a useful piece in the rotation, especially when it comes to defending multiple positions and bringing intensity in crucial moments. But the big question is, would Brown's impact be enough to make up for the loss of Wiggins, who offers much more consistency and versatility? From a financial standpoint, the idea of easing payroll seems attractive, especially for a team constantly dealing with the burden of the luxury tax. However, as a fan, I'm worried that by prioritizing cost saving, the team might sacrifice its competitiveness in the short and medium term. The Warriors have a very narrow window of opportunity to contend for titles while players like Stephen Curry and Draymond Green are still at a high level. Losing a player like Wiggins, who has proven to be reliable alongside these stars, seems like too big of a risk. If the trade does happen, it will send a clear signal that the team is prioritizing financial survival over maintaining its competitive identity. As a fan, I would prefer to see the Warriors make smaller adjustments to the rotation or pursue more strategic deals rather than giving up a player who has proven his value in the most important moments. What do you think? Is it worth risking the future for a trade that might be considered a gamble? Do the Warriors have better alternatives to strengthen the roster without sacrificing such a crucial player as Wiggins? Share your opinion here in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update. Let's follow every detail of this story together and cheer for the team to make the right decisions to maintain its competitiveness and identity. Finally, it's also worth reflecting on the long-term impact of this trade. Andrew Wiggins isn't just a reliable player in the present. He also represents a piece that could help guide the Warriors into the next phase of their history as players like Curry and Draymond near the end of their careers. He's versatile, fits well in the team's system, and as we saw in the 2022 championship, can be decisive under pressure. Trading Wiggins for Bruce Brown, especially with a short-term outlook, could limit the team's future options. While Brown is talented and experienced, his expiring contract raises another question. What if he doesn't re-sign? The Warriors would risk losing not only a player who's part of the current core, but also the value Wiggins provides on the court. This decision needs to be carefully thought out by the front office. Additionally, it's worth remembering that the Warriors have built a very strong identity over the past decade, a combination of loyalty, internal development, and a focus on collective dynamics. Depending on how this trade is handled, it could jeopardize that philosophy, especially if it doesn't deliver the expected results. The team has already dealt with the loss of Klay Thompson and is working to adjust its chemistry. Losing Wiggins could further complicate the situation. As a fan, I believe that the front office needs to be strategic but without losing the essence that made the Warriors one of the most successful franchises in the NBA. We know the financial situation is complicated, but is it worth sacrificing the team's competitiveness and roster balance for short-term savings? Perhaps the answer doesn't lie in such drastic trades, but in minor adjustments and continuing to develop younger talents like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. Now it's your turn, Warriors fans. Do you think this trade is a calculated risk or a move that could hurt the team in the long run? Do you think the front office is looking to the future or acting out of desperation to save the season? Share your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update. Let's analyze every play on and off the court together and root for the best decisions for our beloved Golden State Warriors.